Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
A COVID-era immigration policy that's been the topic of much discussion is now officially expired, and this noon, there are new rules in place for asylum seekers.
And this is a live look at the U.S.-Mexico border in El Paso. With Title 42 ending, the city has seen a surge in border crossings. Overnight, an El Paso city-run shelter receiving busloads of migrants. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Raul Ortiz confirming there are already more than 26,000 people in custody. And even though the Department of Homeland Security says it hasn't seen a significant increase of people at the border, communities are still feeling the shift as these new rules take place. And we have crews along the border this morning, including Alyssa Cole. She joins us live from Eagle Pass. Alyssa, how is that area doing right now? Is it busy at this time?
Yes, good afternoon, Tiffany, RJ. Right now, it has calmed down, but you know, we've been out here all morning, and what I can tell you in this area where I am right now, it was pretty busy this morning. So where I am is a land behind the border wall. The border wall is behind our camera right now, and what you all see behind me is a pecan farm. It's a private land, and on the other side of that land is the Rio Grande. Now, you know, during this time, we could hear that really loud motor. That's the boats going up and down the river. They are stopping the groups. They're bringing the groups on shore. Then the groups are going into a smaller van, a bus, and then they go out to this area that we're showing you now. Right now, what you probably can see is just the different lights, the setup area, the porta potties. That's where they're going to take the migrants and start that process. And that's where they're asking them for their name, their age, to find out which country they're coming from, whether it be Venezuela, Cuba, Colombia, or Nicaragua or Guatemala. We know we've seen a lot of people come from those different places. So it has been pretty busy out here, a little slow right now, but we have learned from Border Patrol agents they're expecting more activity during those peak hours between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. So we are standing by waiting. We do know we have severe weather on the way as well. That possibly could be a factor. We've been talking with Border Patrol agents all day, so we'll get with them a little bit later on that to find out how they're preparing for that as well. But for now, reporting in Eagle Pass, Alyssa Cole, KSAT12 News.
Thank you very much, Alyssa. And legal challenges to these new rules could create more confusion for migrants. Overnight, a federal judge temporarily blocking part of the White House's plan to address border processing, barring federal agencies from releasing migrants before they've been given a notice to appear in courts. With already overcrowded facilities and millions of cases already on the court's backlog, Customs and Border Protection calling the ruling harmful. Meanwhile, the ACLU confirming they are suing the government over what they call a travel ban policy. That policy says you have to request asylum in another country and be denied before coming to the U.S. And that is a developing story there. Also developing our weather. We heard there from Alyssa, they're expecting some big rain, Justin, to come our way. And I think that's the plan moving forward here.
Yeah, they're going to see the rain first tonight, RJ, probably during dinner time, a little bit after. Those storms will gather there along the Rio Grande and then work their way towards San Antonio overnight and into the early morning hours on Saturday. Of course, there is a threat there for not only strong storms, but also some heavy rain. So let's take a look at the headlines. And today, mostly it's going to be quiet. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies, maybe a stray storm. It'll be warm. And then as we get into the overnight period, severe storms are possible. So too as that heavy rainfall. So you may wake up to some of that heavy rain by tomorrow morning. How much? 2 to 4 inches possible overnight. Some localized higher amounts will be possible. And that's when we're going to start to be concerned about rivers and creeks and streams, especially if this comes down fairly quickly, which is a possibility. 83 right now, cloudy. Dew point is at 72. Southeasterly winds at 16, gusting to 23. So a good southerly wind. And here's a look at what we think the forecast, how it plays out today. 20% chance at 4 o'clock. 40% chance of storms, mainly west at 8 p.m. By the time we get to midnight, though, 80% chance of storms, some of which could be severe here in San Antonio, and then some heavy rain continuing into tomorrow morning. We're going to talk much more about this forecast, how long these storms hang around, and what about Mother's Day? More on that coming up in just a couple minutes.
New at noon, a suspect in a murder case is no longer on the run. A man accused of shooting and killing a 14-year-old boy near Harlandale High School was arrested following a standoff with San Antonio police. Officers took Elijah Ramos into custody yesterday. He was charged with capital murder. Police accuse him of shooting and killing Angel Jerry Llanes while a teen was walking his dog on the south side. This was back in 2020. Arrest paperwork states a witness told police the shooting happened after Llanes met up with a group for a drug deal. Llanes' mother found him lying on the street with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Ramos is also facing charges of aggravated robbery, fraudulent use, possession of an ID, and evading arrest.
And a local woman who spent her days in the classroom is now headed for a courtroom. The Northside School District teacher and coach is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. An arrest affidavit says that 28-year-old Stephanie Woods, a biology teacher and tennis and basketball coach at Warren High School, is accused of having an improper relationship with a 17-year-old girl. The affidavit says the teen told police she had been involved with Woods since late last year and had spent nights in her home. Police say they found evidence in the girl's phone that backed up those claims. Woods was booked into jail yesterday. She is now out on bond. And a retired Marine will be arraigned later today on a second-degree manslaughter charge after he used a chokehold on a man that witnesses said was acting erratically and threatening other passengers on a New York City subway train. That man later died. ABC's Rena Roy reports that the Marine veteran, Daniel Penny, was seen on video with his arm around Jordan Neely's neck, with other passengers helping to hold him down.
Daniel Penny, the man who put Jordan Neely in a deadly chokehold on a New York City subway, arrived with his attorney at a Manhattan police precinct to turn himself in on Friday. He's expected in court later today.
He did so voluntarily and with the sort of dignity and integrity that is characteristic of his history of service to this grateful nation.
The 24-year-old Marine being charged with manslaughter in the second degree with a maximum penalty of 15 years, according to prosecutors.
Manslaughter is the reckless killing of another individual with no intent.
Penny's surrender to police comes after days of protests around New York. Activists had been demanding Penny's arrest, some calling Neely's death a, quote, lynching. Mayor Eric Adams calling the death a tragedy.
One thing we can say for sure, Jordan Neely did not deserve to die.
Penny was seen on a viral video from May 1st restraining Neely in a chokehold for at least 3 minutes as other passengers hold Neely down. The 30-year-old was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The medical examiner ruled the death a homicide. Neely was known to impersonate Michael Jackson on trains and in stations, but since 2007, according to his family, he had been dealing with mental health issues and homelessness. Police say he was harassing the train's passengers and making threats, but was not physically violent.
It needs to be made clear that there are consequences when a civilian takes a situation into their own hands and causes a fatality.
Penny's attorneys say the Marine vet acted to protect himself, and the facts will come out in court. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All right, coming up a little bit later in sports, how about that Cowboys schedule? We'll take a look at the road ahead for your Dallas Cowboys and some big games coming up.
Local students are getting the chance to show off their work of art in front of the community. How they're able to express themselves through their projects next. Welcome back. San Antonio ISD students have been painting and sketching and are getting ready to showcase their work at a community event today. We take a look at the important role art is playing in their lives.
My art piece is about how pollution can affect a human being's mindset and how what we put into our environment is what we receive in our bodies.
Johnny Resendez, a junior at Jefferson High School, enjoys expressing emotion through art.
My artwork is like a getaway that I could be able to express myself in a way that I am not able to verbally, but I am visually.
The community is invited to see Johnny's artwork and dozens of others from elementary, middle, and high school students from SAISD.
If you're looking at elementary, they have such colorful and beautiful work. Middle school is a really good developmental year, so you're going to get to see a lot of that. In high school, the students really get to start expressing themselves and finding their own voice inside of art.
The art showcase starts at 5 p.m. at Jefferson High School. Teachers say art programs are beneficial to students.
I think art programs are very important because it allows for people to be, well, it allows for our students to be social, but also communicate and be heard.
Johnny has a message for students wanting to express themselves through art.
Don't worry about what other people have to say about you. Do you. It's you at the end of the day. So, I mean, art is just a little gateway for yourself to express.
So many great pieces out there.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for them.
Great to see those young students be able to express themselves in that way, and I love that young woman's attitude there.
Yeah, you.
There you go.
Happy Friday.
All right, yeah, we are gearing up for the weekend here. Of course, Mother's Day is right around the corner, but we have some rain headed our way, huh, Justin?
Do you sleep in tomorrow morning?
I'll probably be doing that.
Yeah, it's a good idea because there's going to be some rain around. We may be dealing with some flooding, and there could be a few storms overnight. So tomorrow's a great morning to just stay indoors if you can. As we look at the aquifer, it's up 0.2 foot to 640.6. In your pollen count, we have moderate counts of mold, low counts of grass. We've got an update on that forecast for you coming up.
Welcome back. Mother's Day weekend, so no pressure, Justin.
None at all. Yeah, we want some good weather, but unfortunately, it seems like we're gonna get a little bit of some good rain coming our way here.
There's no doubt about it. Man, we had pressure for Fiesta to get the forecast. Now we got Mother's Day. It's tough. But here's what I can tell you. We want to look at the good side of this too. Yes, there's going to be some heavy rain. Yes, there are going to be some strong storms. But this could be a drought denter, which is what we need. And it could be some good rain for a lot of us. So on the positive side of things, there is that. As we look at the radar right now, we've got some showers starting to build out in Mexico, and that's an area we're going to watch very closely this afternoon. And as we get closer to dinner time, you'll start seeing more storms developing in this area here and kind of clustering together as they move towards Del Rio and Eagle Pass. Some of the first places to probably see storms a little bit later today. If you have plans this evening and tonight here in San Antonio, you're probably fine. It's not until midnight that we see the storms really start to move in here. And the radar right now is not really showing much. There could be 1 or 2 showers, especially out west this afternoon. But again, the main show is later tonight. 83 right now and cloudy at the airport. Dew point is at 72, so it's extremely humid with southeasterly winds at about 16 miles per hour. Satellite picture shows we're starting to see some breaks. It's going to be a mostly cloudy day, but the sun will peek out from time to time, and that will help to boost those temperatures. Like yesterday, we'll see the numbers jump into the upper 80s. 83 here in town right now, 86 Pleasanton, 80 in Kerrville, and around Bexar County, we're in the low to mid 80s at this hour. Here's the timeline as we see it today with the chance for storms. And as I said, it's 8 o'clock where we start to see the storms out west, and we start to pick up rain chances a little bit, but it's midnight to 8 a.m. that we have our best rain chances here in San Antonio. Initially, a couple strong storms, and then that transitions more to just good rain, I think 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So let's look at the forecast here. By 7 o'clock, there are those storms we talked about, Del Rio, Rock Springs, Eagle Pass, likely some severe weather at this point, with some hail with some of these storms and potentially some gusty winds. Now, as these form into more of a line, then it's gusty winds that become the biggest threat severe weather-wise, and then we're talking about heavy rain as that really starts to fill in kind of behind this line, so to speak. And then by midnight, it's coming into San Antonio. We've got widespread rain, San Antonio out west. We'll probably be talking about some localized flooding at this point west of San Antonio. And then here in town, 2 a.m., still some heavy rain around. Now, we do have some models showing more storms trying to move in by, say, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning with heavy rain from San Antonio points south. That is a possibility. We're going to keep rain chances pretty high through midday tomorrow as these storms may hang around. And at this point, that's when we could be talking about some pretty hefty rainfall totals in spots. Then by Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, some models indicating we'll get a break in the action. We'll bring rain chances down just a little bit. That's around 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we talked about that severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center, who they just updated this, by the way, still showing the main higher risk of severe weather west of San Antonio. It's not to say we couldn't see a little bit of severe weather here, but I think the main risk for hail is going to be west of town. But we'll still have that risk for wind gusts and then, of course, flooding. That's what we're really going to be watching here going forward, and here's why. Rainfall totals. Now, this goes through Sunday night, so we're including Mother's Day in this as well. But we could be looking at 3 to 5 inches in general with some locally higher totals in spots. And you're going to see the numbers kind of drop off as you go east. So it's kind of this area here that really needs to be watched with the potential for heavy rain. On top of that, we are going to see more showers and storms coming up on Sunday, so a 60% chance. And again on Monday, 70% chance, even some chances Tuesday and Wednesday. So this is a prolonged situation here, and any sort of rain on top of the heavy rain we received tonight into tomorrow morning could cause more issues. So this is one of those situations where you want to check back with us. We'll be live on the KSAT weather app as necessary. You'll see the KSAT meteorologists on there on TV as well. Should we need to bring you any alerts or anything like that, we'll be with you all weekend long. And not the best Mother's Day, I'm not going to lie to you, but there will be some breaks in that rainfall, I think, during the day on Sunday, guys.
All right, Justin. Yeah, we know that you guys will be on top of it. Our weather authority team always did a great job there. Okay, so let's move on to some KSAT community events that you need to know about. Next week, you're invited to a health and wellness conference. It's happening May 18th and 19th, and this is at the Norris Conference Center. There will be more than 15 workshops and resources related to mental health and wellness. The 2-day workshop is free and open to all families and professionals.
And you still have time to donate a shoebox of essentials for those in need. The United Way of San Antonio and Bexar County's Shoebox Project hopes to collect 10,000 shoeboxes full of essentials. They will be donated to the vulnerable populations here in San Antonio. The drive ends on May 26. We have all the information about how you can help on KSAT.com.
All right, we now know the NFL schedule. We'll let you know when the Cowboys get to host Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, and when they get their revenge against those San Francisco 49ers. Plus UTSA baseball back on the diamond for the biggest series of their season so far. We'll tell you who the Roadrunners are hosting at the Bird Bath, all coming up in sports.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Welcome back. The NFL released the 2023 NFL schedule, and at least 7 national appearances highlight the Dallas Cowboys' upcoming season. So their schedule currently features 6 games that will be broadcast nationally in prime time, and Week 18 will likely be the 7th one. And for the 4th consecutive year, the Cowboys will open with a prime time game here on the road. Let's check out some of the schedule here. So they'll start in the regular season September 10th at the New York Giants. Then their home opener is the following Sunday, September 17th, when they host Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Week 5, they'll visit the 49ers, Sunday night game there, and their annual Thanksgiving game, they will see them host the Washington Commanders at 3:30 in the afternoon, and they'll close the regular season with Washington as well in late January. All right, check out some of the key dates here for the Texans. Can't forget about them. They'll open the season September 10th at Baltimore. That game is at noon. Then their home opener is in Week 2, September 17th versus the Colts. December 10th, they'll play the aforementioned Aaron Rodgers and the Jets there again, and then they'll close out the regular season January 7th at Indianapolis. All right, and don't forget the XFL Championship game is being held tomorrow night right here in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. The DC Defenders will be taking on the Arlington Renegades. Tickets are still on sale, and Via's Park and Ride is available for fans. All right, some high school news now. Holmes High School held a special ceremony last night to honor Arissa Garcia, who will continue her academic and athletic career at Murray State College. So Arissa's a 3-sport athlete, but signed to play basketball for the Aggies, and she plans to study sports medicine.
I believe it was a great program basketball-wise, and I also believed it had a great academics-wise as well. It fit me really good. The way the coaching staff had or played, it fit me really well, and I believe going there would help me grow as a player and just, I would have fun.
All right, congratulations to her. How about the Uvalde High School football team? They were honored last night with the NFHS National High School Spirit of Sport Award for Section 6. Check out the crowd there. They won the award primarily for their thrilling home opening win against Eagle Pass win that, of course, helped the Uvalde community continue to heal after the tragedy at Robb Elementary. The Coyotes talked about this honor and moving forward.
It's been kind of a whirlwind year. It's kind of being back to normal. You know, we're fixing to get out of school, fixing going to summer workouts, all that kind of thing. Kind of more as the year goes on, kind of more back to normalcy. It'll connect them for the rest of their lives. It'll connect all of our sports have played a part in the healing process, and you know they'll never forget that. And these guys will be tighter than probably any group that ever came through.
All right, winners of 3 in a row. The UTSA baseball team is all set for their biggest series of the regular season when they host Dallas Baptist here this afternoon at the Bird Bath. So these are the top 2 teams in Conference USA. Dallas Baptist is number 1 at 20-4 in conference play, but followed right there by UTSA at 19-4. The Roadrunners are coming off a 3-game sweep of the Rice Owls last weekend, and now they want to keep it going versus DBU.
Oh, it feels great. Couldn't have done any better this weekend. You know, a sweep is a sweep. It's the best you can do. And so for us to sweep going into, as you said, a big weekend next weekend, we feel fantastic, and we're going to carry that straight through to Friday.
But what it does is it puts us neck and neck with DBU. It's just plain old coming down to the wire and pennant chase and all that stuff. That's what it did. We're right there where we want to be, and DBU's got a good team, and it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, now get this. Because of the weather, the 3-game series was actually changed up a bit. So the series will now feature a doubleheader today with Game 1 set for 3 o'clock this afternoon. So in a few hours there, Game 2 will start approximately 45 minutes after the first game. And now Game 3 is to be determined and could be played on Saturday or Sunday, weather permitting. So UTSA's had a great season, but obviously paying attention to the weather as well, as we all are.
All eyes on the weather. All right. Now, there are new rules when it comes to blood donations, and they could allow more gay and bisexual men to become donors.
All right, take a look at SA Live right now. Oh, what is Mike cooking up here? This looks good no matter what it is. They always have great food there. We're going to check in and see what SA Live is up to out there at Market Square. They, of course, are going to be on after us at 1 o'clock. Look at them shaking that, getting ready to go.
Right now, authorities along the border are standing by as migrants across into the U.S. bracing for a potential increase. This as Title 42 expires and new rules take place.
And part of the efforts include new regional processing centers. Real One Belogun from our sister station KPRC is in Hidalgo with the latest.
And we are less than a mile away from the border itself. To my right here, you can probably see some of the fencing behind my shoulder here. What I want to point your direction and attention to are the state troopers that are stationed here along the border itself. One telling us they are trained in riot control. Now, Title 8 replaces Title 42. The policy was in place before the pandemic. The federal government says migrants who come illegally into the country will be presumed ineligible for asylum. The government's adding that they are announcing 2 regional processing centers, one in Colombia, the other in Guatemala, that will allow them to screen migrants with valid asylum claims. As Title 42 expired, things remain quiet in this border town for the most part. We did see a number of migrants escorted by Border Patrol agents taken to a building in downtown McAllen that appears to be a processing center. Now, one man shared with us the process inside that building, with us telling us exactly his next steps. I arrived here around 4 p.m. They let me go 4 p.m. the next day. 24 hours we were in that process. They gave me some documentation. In my case, they told me I needed to appear before the court in August of 2025. I have to be in court, and I need to find out if they are going to extend my stay. The federal government says migrants caught coming into the country illegally face a 5-year re-entry ban and possible prosecution. Reporting in Hidalgo, Roman Belogun, back to you.
Taking a look at live cam right now. Things looking a little cloudy out there right now, Justin. But of course, we are expecting some big rain headed our way here.
That will move in a little bit later tonight. In the meantime, we are going to continue to deal with this humid, warm air mass that's over top of us. That's going to provide the fuel to those storms a little bit later today. But any sort of rain holds off until probably midnight here in San Antonio. Let me show you what we have as far as the setup goes. We have a low off to the west. That's going to sit there for a couple of days. That's why we have an extended period here with rain chances. But there's a disturbance that's moving into Mexico at this point, right here. And we're starting to see the storms really gather. And this is the area we'll be watching. This is where storms will initially develop and then gather into a line of showers and storms and then push their way into Texas. And I think you'll start to see a lot more action near Del Rio and Eagle Pass probably around dinner time. Right now, we're looking at 83 degrees here in San Antonio. Dew point is at 72, southeasterly winds at 16. And our KSAT 12-hour forecast, 86 at 2 o'clock. By this evening, 87. There's a small chance for shower or storm as we get into the late evening hours, but we do bump up those rain chances quite significantly by 10, 11, and especially midnight. That's when those storms start to work in. We could see some strong storms, and there could be some heavy rain involved too as we get into early Saturday morning. More on that, and we'll talk about how long these rain chances hang around too, coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Justin? In our health headlines, more gay and bisexual men are able to give blood under new donation rules now in effect. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration created new screening questions to reduce the risk of transmitting HIV. All potential blood donors will now be asked the same questions, regardless of gender or sexual orientation. Information about sexual partners and current medications will help determine whether someone is eligible to safely donate blood. The FDA's new rules are in line with other countries, including the United Kingdom and Canada.
The World Health Organization says Mpox is no longer a public health emergency of international concern. That declaration follows a heated discussion and vote from the WHO's Mpox committee. It ends an official designation that's been in place since July of 2022 for Mpox, previously known as monkeypox. Lifting it doesn't mean the work is over, though, since Mpox still poses public health challenges. It just shows that reported cases are down after 87,000 of them between January of last year and April of this year. The WHO attributes 140 deaths to Mpox and says that it spread to 111 countries and territories. The USA alone had more than 30,000 reported cases.
The CDC says the U.S. has had its first 2 cases of antifungal resistant ringworm. The agency says some cases were also found in South Asia and some European countries. The good news is the U.S. patients are doing better after doctors tried medicines used for yeast infections and athlete's foot. The bad news is one of them appears to have gotten infected domestically. That suggests antifungal resistant ringworm is spreading in the U.S. Despite its name, ringworm isn't from a worm. It's from a few varieties of fungus that often cause a ring-shaped rash.
Cancer treatments are among the top 5 most affected by current drug shortages in the U.S. This includes about 24 different chemotherapy drugs, and the shortages are affecting treatment for a broad range of cancers. Unlike other drugs ranked in the top 5 for shortages, there aren't often alternatives for chemotherapy drugs. Data from the University of Utah shows that there were more than 300 drugs with an active shortage at the end of March. The last time active drug shortages were this high was back in 2014.
President Joe Biden's second meeting to discuss a deal to avert a default on the national debt has been postponed. The meeting with congressional leaders was originally planned for today. It would have been their second in less than a week. But according to a White House spokesperson, the leaders will reconvene next week. Here's where negotiations stand. Republicans want a House bill with spending cuts to become law, while Democrats argue for just raising the debt ceiling. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen recently warned that the U.S. could default on its obligations as soon as June 1st if Congress doesn't find a solution. If the U.S. breaches on its debt, the country could reportedly face an economic collapse and the loss of millions of jobs.
Well, we just checked in with UTSA Sports. How about the UIW Cardinals? They want to build on their success. First-year head coach Clint Killow talks about how they are just going to do that. That's still ahead in sports.